Bob, season's underway, 0-0 draw, but no shortage of controversy yet again for Newcastle United.
Well, there's nothing changed there. About 50 years later, there's always something happens at Newcastle. So I think at the end of the day, before the game, it was very difficult to predict what the score was going to be because we didn't really know both teams' strengths and weaknesses. Like Arsenal, a bit like us, a few players missing, and ours is a lot of new players playing together. And before the game started, I said I'd settle for a draw because of that. And I thought Arsenal played the way I was expecting them to play, and I thought Newcastle did a good job. I think the game plan was to sort of let them play the ball but sit back and keep it tight. And I think Newcastle did that well. Limited in a few chances, albeit that was good at the back. I think the back four did very well. But up front, obviously, was disappointing because I can't really think of any one decent shot we had. But I think overall it was a point. I know it's at home, but I was quite pleased with the point start, and it was well done. It was done professionally.
Yeah. And I think the incident. Everyone's had time to reflect, and everyone's had their view on it. In reality, both players could have been sent off if the referee had his eye on things, couldn't it?
Yeah, well, I was asked about that, and I honestly didn't actually see the whole incident. I saw it on television after, but at the time I didn't see it, and I thought, I'm doing that and Wenger now, and I didn't see it. But I think, seeing the whole thing, I think Joey was very lucky not to be sent off. I didn't even know I knew he came off the pitch and his boot was off or something. I didn't know that, and that maybe added to his frustration. But he was very lucky, and I just think Joey, if he just do it, I think Alan Partridge, after all the things happened the week before about these tweets and whatever you call it, I think Alan Partridge did a great job in actually getting them thinking about playing for Newcastle, because that's what he's paid to do. But even then, he still gets involved in controversy, and I just think, play your football, do your good, But it's maybe just needs make on, but he has to really be careful because, what he said, I think Alan did a good job getting him back on the rails. But again, on Saturday, you have to see maybe he's went off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, last season, I think what we saw from Joey Barton was he was trying to keep the sort of interviews to a minimum, but now he's got access to Twitter. It's going to be a problem. What's your views on it? It's a massive problem, surely, for football managers.
I think it's almost impossible. I was watching McCarthy at Leeds. He was not Leeds at Wolves, saying, and I understand you can't stop it. Legally, you can't stop it, which is an absolute nightmare for a manager. You're trying to build a team spirit up, and somebody who's a bit dissatisfied just goes on and says what he thinks and upsets everybody else. Not just except the fans, he upsets the players as well. And I think managers nowadays, it's a nightmare for them. I sometimes feel for them because you try and build team spirit. And I think Alan did the right thing when I thought he did very well on television the first time after his first tweet, when he said, well, what Joey should have really done was, if he's got to win, he should have come and saw me Monday morning, and we should have sorted it out there and then, which I think they have done since. But of course, after Saturday again, I understand Joey still tweet, and I just go, well, where does it stop?
One of the arguments with Twitter is it gives everyone the chance to have the say, fans as well. It's an interesting debate. We'll not get into it too much, but what do you think is the best sort of gauge of what's happening? Is it Twitter or is it what the fans say? Because, in all honesty, there was no mass protest at St James's Park on Saturday night, was it?
No. Well, again, if you're now talking about the team itself as against Twitter, I think Twitter is just another. I'm not into all that, as you well know, but I think, they can have to say, but they have to say on a Saturday as well, and I think, I speak to loads of fans, everybody has their own opinion about it. That's why the game is great, that's why we're sitting here talking about it. It is a game of opinions, but I think it's so easy now for people just to instantaneously say that, and it's almost like Joey, he did it in the heat of the moment probably, he does things in the heat of the moment instead of going away, sitting about, thinking about it for 2 days, thinking, well, is that logical? And maybe having a different opinion. And as it stands at the minute, I think it's dangerous. I'll tell you what, as a manager, it must be a nightmare for him. And for the club as well. And it's not just Newcastle, it's everybody.
So I take it you'll not be signing up for Twitter and then...
Absolutely not. That's rest assured. We had this argument before. I wouldn't know what to do.